For the external examiner, I think it's just a one-on-one, most of the time it's a one-on-one interaction. And again, being a seasoned academic, what the person will also be looking for is, does this student understand what he or she has done? And how much of chemistry does this student know? That is the areas that the person will be drawing questions from. So why we do not have a special way to prepare students for presentation to an external examiner? We just say, know what you have done, have confidence, and be relaxed. I've had to beg for a student before when I was assisting in queuing them up for external exam. That the student came in and he had to use the loo because he was so, the anxiety was so much, and he had to go and ease himself because he was pressed. He came in and he had disturbance that way. One of the major things that we make you sell well before your supervisor, make a good impression, is your personal commitment. Personally, when I talk to my students, I tell them I don't look for intelligence per se, although you will have to, there's hardly any student that is not intelligent. In short, most students, I dare say all students are intelligent. It's just the way they apportion their time to do what they are supposed to do that is different. What people call smartness. Now, personal commitment is one thing that you will have to work on. For instance, if they call for a meeting, don't always be the one that will say he is going to come late. I really come late. For the number of years I have supervised students, there is one or two that when you say meeting is 12, that person will definitely come by either 12, quarter after 12, and there will always be an excuse. This was that, my stomach was running and all that, and a few other excuses. As part of the commitment, I always encourage students to make an attempt to type their project themselves. It becomes very clear to you when it's easier for you to make corrections when you are the one that typed your project and the confidence is there. And when you are asked questions, for instance, even if there is a typo error, you're able to appreciate it better and take responsibility rather than saying, oh, it was in the cyber cafe they made that mistake. That's a very dangerous thing to say before examiners. Oh, why is abstract written as why is it misspelled? Or why is your math number not properly written? Oh, it's from the cyber cafe. You would have lost some points by doing that. All right. Then you should learn to use some applications. A basic application would be ChemDraw. I encourage students to do it. There was even a year I promised students to come around and I will give them the software free. And I don't think I had more than 2 students coming forward to get the software to use. It's not very okay for a chemistry student who has spent 4 years. You know how to use many other apps, even trading apps, and you cannot use the basic app in chemistry that you need for drawing structures and even naming them. Sounds somehow to me. So whenever I see a student who is committed to doing that, I give them the software free and even help them to start off how to use the software. Apart from ChemDraw, there are other, we're in the era of AI. There are a few other software that you can use in case you choose to venture into this emerging drug discovery, molecular dynamics, and docking. There are a lot that you need to have at your fingertips, and fortunately, they are also very handy. Most of them are free. It is when you want to do maybe a pro, get a pro version of it that you may need to subscribe. Now I'll be delving into the project write-up proper, the various sections, because I always say that when we are doing projects, or when the student is doing projects, not just even at the BSc level, even at MSc level or PhD level, you are not expected to do one extraordinary thing. You are actually contributing to knowledge. So I encourage students to pick an old project and look at the structure, how it is structured, because an external examiner, before he sees you, he would have seen that write-up. Is that a write-up that he will go through and then formulate his questions from there? And it is very, very possible that the person will form an opinion about you based on what you have written or how you have structured your work. I was fortunate to have presented such before an external examiner, and I was very happy by the complimentary statements that came. And the first question was, it looked as if you typed this work yourself, and I said yes, and that was a very soft landing for me for that external exam. So it is good that you know the structure that is on ground, how it is done, and then just follow that pattern. There is no need, just making mistakes and then coming around to say I did not know. So get an old project and then look at how it is structured. But I will mention a few now. I may just be virtually reading them out because you are the one to write your project. I'm not the one writing again. So you write. So apart from the cover page that you eventually haven't done the external examination, and then you go from soft binding to hardback now, you have what we call the title pages. The title pages. That will include where you have the table of contents, dedication, a few other pages that follow, certification page, the second title page, and all of that. You will see these are structures things, they don't change, or for a while they have not changed. So you should just, since they're already available, I would suggest that you look for another project and then know what is contained in the title page. There's a very important page there, which sometimes if you arrange your project where it falls on Roman figure 8, which is the abstract. I normally tell students that abstract is the advert of the work that you have done. Although most of the time, personally, if I do a work, I write the abstract last. But it comes first because it gives the reader, what to expect when he or she delves into your work. So what that means is that the abstract is a summary of everything that you have done. So it's going to have a little bit of the introduction, a little bit of the methodology, a little bit of your results, and then the conclusion, the major conclusion from your work. All this will be in one paragraph. You write it as a one paragraph. You don't separate them. You don't indent your abstract. It will be a one paragraph work, and it doesn't need to just be overly long. By the time you are writing beyond half of a page, with double spacing or 1.5 spacing, then you should know that you are getting towards the maximum. Just a summary of what you have done. Introduction, methodology, and as I said, standard methods, if that's what you use, you can state them, or just state it as standard methods were used for, carrying out all of that. And then you eventually conclude on the abstract, and it goes. So your abstract should be strong, should be very, very strong. The other day we were looking at we're examining some students, and a group of students just came with abstract that had no results, and we're wondering and that is the abstract you present to everybody that is going to score you on the seminar panel. So what does this say about your work? Is it that you did the work and there was no result? Somebody used to say a zero result is actually a result. So even if you have zero or negative for that matter,